Good morning, everyone. It's time to start. I think that most of us are here in the meeting, so let's start, shall we? Thank you so much. As usual, I remind you of your cameras on for your attendance. Yep. In the case I see your camera off, the attendance is not checked for the hour, just in case. Yep. To always have that clear. I want to share with you my screen. We're gonna retake. Yesterday we started on unit 8A and we finished all the activities related to grammar. After there, I think that you can observe finally my screen. After what we cover related to grammar came this part that we're gonna be working on it later on. It's about activities for vocabulary, and the vocabulary is related to shopping. Yep. So later on, we're gonna be discussing all this section. I want to move on the activities where we have quizzes. Yep. Graded activities. So we are going today into the section 3 that is reading. And the activity starts or is based on the article, The King of Complaints. In this case, what we are going to observe is related to a person that actually, well, first, he doesn't accept bad services or products. So every time that happens, that he receives something wrong or not a good service at any place, this person is going to complain. To go through the article, I'm gonna show you on this side. Yesterday we read a little as an introduction, obviously. So the king of complainers, Clive Sidman loves complaining, but not shouting in hotel lobbies or angrily telling his shop assistant to call the manager or making a waitress cry. He loves complaining properly and in writing. Over the last 20 years, he has written over 5,000 letters of complaint. His successes include refund holidays, countless free meals, and complimentary theater tickets. So how has he achieved these? Screaming and shouting is a complete waste of time and is usually directed at a person who is not in a position to do anything, he says. I like to write a polite letter to the company. People won't want to help you if you're aggressive. They respond much better to good manners. It all started many years ago on a boring train journey home to West London. The train passed by the McVitie's biscuit factory, and the smell of biscuits made Clive feel hungry. He wrote a letter to the managing director to complain in a humorous way about the fumes coming through the carriage window. The result? Some free packets of biscuits. But since then, there have been more serious victories as well. On one occasion, he managed to get a Volkswagen Golf GTI within 24 hours for a friend who had been complaining for almost a year without any success about his faulty vehicle. On another occasion, he got a travel agent to refund the cost of a holiday worth £2,000 after Clive's wife, Bettina, broke her leg when she slipped in a puddle of water in their holiday apartment in Spain. These days, there is almost nothing he won't complain about. After Clive was served moldy strawberries on a British Airways flight, he used a courier service to send the fruit to the airline's chief executive. To compensate, BA invited his daughter, Nina and Zoe, to Heathrow to personally inspect the airline's catering facilities. I just can't bear bad service, says Clive. We have a right to good service and should expect it and demand it. In fact, let me access, okay. In fact, what irritates me more than anything is that unlike Americans, we British are hopeless at complaining. So how do Bettina, his wife and daughters, Nina, 22, Zoe, 18, and 12-year-old son, Joe, cope with living with Britain's biggest complainer? Surely he must be a nightmare to live with. Has he ever asked Bettina to explain what a meal she made is badly cooked? Oh no, of course not, says Clive. It seems there are some things even he knows You should never complain about it. So obviously you have this article, this person, once again, he's not accepting bad service or bad products. And he's complaining, but like he mentioned at the beginning of the article, he's complaining in a way very polite. Yeah. It's not that he's shouting or making some terrible scenes at places, right? Or stores. No, actually, he's sending letters to the managers, to the owners. In that way, he finds the answer, he finds the result. This is the article that our activities, or at least a couple of them on reading section, gonna be based on. So let's start on 3C. What does Clive think is the best way to complain? What did he get as a result of complaining about? Let's take a look. Let me open and start on my attempt. Let me 1 second to change the language. So I start on my attempt and let's take a look. What is it? So here you have it, right? The activity. What does Clive think is the best way to complain? What did he get as a result of complaining about? You got 4 situations. The smell of biscuits. And then you have the options, what he got in result. These are all the situations that he complained about that were mentioned in the article. Then for that complaint, as that complaint was set, what did he obtain for him or for other people? When he complained on the train about the smell of biscuits, what did he get? Yeah, so you got the options. He got some free packs of biscuits. He got 2,000 pounds. His daughters were invited to Heathrow Airport, or he got a Volkswagen Golf GTI for his friend. So according to the situation, we can answer on it. Yep. So starting now, you got the time. So let's start on this activity. Activity 3C. We can continue. Going back to the main page, we just worked on Unit 8A. The section we're working on is the third section that is written. And we just finished activity 3C. Now look at the highlighted verbs and verb phrases. With a pointer, try to work out their meaning from the context. This one is for you. As you can see, it's only the extract that you have here, the capture of the article, and they are asking us about meaning. In here, let's see if we can find these ones. Yep, the ones that are highlighted. So you get swear, spoil, waste your time, make it clear, hesitate. Yep, there you have it. So never shouted or swear. Swear got the meaning of saying bad words. When you insult someone, you swear. Okay. Don't spoil. And here the full phrase is don't spoil your meal or your holiday by getting into an argument. Don't spoil is that don't make bad. Yeah, don't make it bad. Don't ruin it. Yeah, don't spoil your meal. Don't make it a bad meal. Don't make a bad moment. Then the other is waste your time. When you don't use your time productively, when you don't use your time well, you waste your time. Make it clear when the communication is good. Yeah, you communicate well, you show your point of view. And hesitate, you don't decide yes, no, to the left, to the right. Hesitate, to doubt. That is to hesitate. Okay, those are the phrases that you're gonna find here highlighted, but the activity is only that, right? Like to know vocabulary. Yes, we do not have like an activity graded in this one. So with that, we get to the section number 4, that is pronunciation. In pronunciation, at the beginning of the unit, as an introduction, we obviously cover the idea that we are going to see the different sounds that are produced by the combination of these two vowels, A and I. Let me find it here. Here. The activity is related to this part. So what you have in there, what you observe is that always the combination of the vowels AI gonna give us 3 sounds. The first is train, A, train. Yep. The second one is like the sound that is produced when you pronounce chair. Okay, when we pronounce chair, so like air. And the last one is like the sound that you pronounce like E. Yeah, like the sound of E in English, only that. But let's see it together. Yeah, let's work on this one together to see what it's all about. So let's go to activity 4A. Say the words aloud, then write them in the correct column. Remember, this one is always in alphabetical order. Keep that in mind as well. Okay, we got 10 minutes and we have 1 attempt. I'm going to start on mine to take a look at the activity, of course. So let's see. We have the tabs and we have the columns. The first one, for the first column, the sound is going to be like email, email. Remember that the words or the letters that you need to find together is A, I. Yep. The sound A, email, ale. For the second column, the sound has to be similar to this one, to this word. This is the first in the column, fair, fair. So that sound, fair. Yep. And in the last column, we have this sound, certain, certain, certain. So those are the 3 sounds, the 3 columns that we're going to complete. The first one, A, email. The second one, fair, air. And the last one, certain, certain. Okay? An example, painting. In what column you put it? 1, 2, or 3? Painting.
One.
Thank you. So painting, I put it here. I put it by the end because they put it normally in alphabetical order, okay? Just in case. For the second sound, what other word can you obtain? You believe that goes in the second sound. Remember that it's alphabetical, so let me change 1, okay? What others you can put in here in the other columns? Once again, we are going to classify the sounds, and the sounds are A, painting, painting, A, email, email. The second column is going to be like this one, like fair, air, fair. And the last one is going to be like E, like bargain, certain, like that. Okay? So the first word, painting. The next one is bargain. The next one, obtain. Then you have hairdresser, hairdresser. Then you have repair, repair. Then you have airline, airline, airline. You have certain, that we have it there. You have paid, paid. complain, complain, mountain, mountain, fair, email. Those are the words that we're gonna classify in here. Yep. I'm gonna check it manually in the case of the order, okay? Just in case. For the alphabetical order. I mean, they can be in the perfect column, in the right column, sorry, but not in alphabetical order. So I'm gonna check this one. I'm gonna go through it manually, just in case, okay? Let's start the activity. You got it starting now. You got 10 minutes. Let's continue from here, going back to the main page of our platform. Let's see what else we got. Section number 4, pronunciation. There we have the listen and check and then answer the question. Yep. So let's listen to the track to see if we can confirm the sounds made by the combination of the vowels AI.
.36
Train. A. Complain. Email. Obtain. Paid. Painting.
Chair, air, airline, fair, hairdresser, repair.
Computer. Bargain. Certain. Mountain.
There you have the pronunciation according to British English. Yeah. And they go through all the words in the 3 columns that we observe as the classification of the 3 different sounds made by the combination of the vowels AI. Let's continue. And now we got activity 4C. Let's take a look at what it's about. Listen and write 4 sentences. Practice saying them. Let's take a look. I preview and I start on my attempt to see what it's about. Let's listen to the track a couple of times, and then you're going to transcript the 4 sentences.
.37 1.
I'm going to write an email to the airline to complain.
2.
She said that she had paid for the repairs.
3.
You're certain to find a bargain in the sales.
4.
She did a lovely painting of the mountain.
5. There you go. So on this activity, obviously what we have to do, listen to the track and literally transcript, write what you listen to. Okay? Starting now, you got your 10 minutes. Okay, we can continue now. Going back to the main page, we just finished on activity 4C. Remember, obviously, we are in unit 8A. Yep. Section 4 is regarding to pronunciation, and you just work on 4C. Let's take the next section, that is vocabulary, making nouns from verbs. That one is related to the following. Let me show to you again as an introduction before you can start working on it. They refer to this part. So it's about the forming verbs or forming nouns, right? So they can give you any part of the speech. What is any part of the speech? An example, they give you the verbs. In this section, you have a group of verbs: achieve, agree, argue, attach, choose, compensate, complain, deliver, demonstrate, explain, lose, pay, respond, sell, and succeed. In this part, they give you 3 endings, 3 options to make the noun. Okay, one is when you add, by the end of the verb, you add ation. The second is when you add meant, and the third is when you have a different option. For example, choice. Choice that is coming from the verb choose, the one that is marked, right? That is crossed. Choose, because choose is the verb, but when you want to form the noun, is choice. So it's a new word. Okay. An example: if we have the verb achieve, what will be the noun? In which column will you include achieve as a noun?
The second one.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Achievement.
Achievement, exactly. So the verb achieve, the noun that we can obtain is with the ending ment, achievement. Then you have also another activity related to making adjectives and adverbs. They give you now the noun. For example, luck. From that noun, you can make adjectives and adverbs. So what they are trying to show to us, like the sequence. You have a verb, you can have a noun. You have a noun, you can have an adjective and an adverb. Yep. So luck, when it's an adjective, is lucky. Also has a negative adjective in meaning, that is unlucky. And then from that word, from that noun, luck, you also can form adverbs, luckily and unluckily. Okay, so this part refers to that, to the formation of nouns from verbs or adjectives and adverbs. Yep, let me write it down. So we're going to start on the section number 5, that is vocabulary, and we start with the activity 5A. Let's take a look together. Activity 5A. I preview and I started my attempt. And you have here, look at some nouns from the article. What verbs do they come from? If you have the word complaint, argument, and compensation, they are asking you from what verbs do they come from? Yeah. The words that you have are complaint, argument, and compensation. They are asking you the origin of those nouns, from which verb they are coming from. Okay, so starting now, you have, I think it's 15 minutes for this one. I'm gonna leave the other projection, this one, for a moment, so you can take a look at the words, right? The verbs that they are coming from. Once again, we are working We are working on this one. We got 3 nouns. They are asking you the verbs. So for that, I'm gonna keep on screen this one. Choose from these verbs. Yep, starting now, you got 15 minutes. I truly believe that we can use a lot less than that time. Yep, but starting now, you get your 15 minutes to work on activity 5A. Choose the 3 verbs these nouns are coming from: complaint, argument, and compensation. There you have the list of verbs for your assistance. Okay, we can continue. We just worked on activity 5A that is in the section of vocabulary. Going back to the main page. And let's see what else we get. Let's see vocabulary bank 1A. Vocabulary bank 1A. Make nouns from the verbs in the list and write them in the correct column in alphabetical order. So let's see, I preview and start on my attempt. And what we have is the table, the list of the verbs that we actually had before. And then what we are going to do is to add them up according, what you have is this table, yeah? Let's see, yes, So you're gonna decide for each one of the verbs how you make the noun. So an example, right? We've achieved the noun that we work on is achievement. Yep. Agree. So you decide, you take a look, you take your time, and you consider which one is the right form to make a noun. So aggression, agreement, or actually a new word. Okay. So with each one of the verbs that you have here, achieve, agree, argue, attach, choose. Remember that choose was presented already. That is a new word, that is choice. Yep. Compensate, complain. So for each one of them, you decide. Attach, attention, or attachment, or a different word. Yep. To compensate, compensation, compensatement, or a different word. So you decide which one is the best way to form the noun from the verbs that are in the list. Okay, starting now, you got your 10 minutes. Okay, now we can continue. We just finished vocabulary bank 1A. Let's take a look what else we have. Let's get to the last one on this section, that is bank 1B, vocabulary bank 1B. Complete the questions with a word in the singular or plural. Okay, let's see what it's about. There you have the options, right? Attachment, compensation, explanations, complaint, choice, arguments, demonstration. Yep. Attachment, compensation, explanations, complaint, choice, arguments, and demonstrations. Any questions about the words that you have as options? No? Okay. So starting now, your 10 minutes. There you have. We can continue just to check on it. Once you got on the activity and you completed it, you get this track just as a confirmation of it. Let's listen to it.
4.39. 1,
Have you ever opened an attachment on an email that contained a virus?
2,
Do you often have arguments with your family? What about?
3,
Do you prefer reading grammar explanations in your own language, or do you think it's better to read them in English?
4,
Have you ever made a complaint to a company and got compensation?
5,
Do you think that there's too much choice when you're shopping? For example, for a new phone?
6,
Have you ever been on a demonstration? What were you protesting about?
And with that, you get the confirmation of obviously the sentences, the statements that you completed, right? Like you mentioned before we started, there were no questions about the meaning of the words, so it was clear the vocabulary that we were about to use. Okay, with that, let me get back to our main page, Unit 8A. And let's see, I think it's the last section before we continue. Yep. On this one, the section number 7 in this unit is writing. Here, what we are going to observe is the following. What is requested is the following. A letter of complaint. Write a letter to complain about something you bought online. For that, let me show to you the following. A letter of complaint, we're gonna follow this format. Yep, I'm gonna keep it on the screen just to follow up. The letter of complaint, an example they give to you here, useful language. Yep. So normally, or what happens when you're having these this kind of letter of complaint and you don't know the name of the person, right? You can have the starting of dear sir or dear madam. Yeah. The ending of the letter of complaint normally from this one is like theory, right? Very, very structured. Yours faithfully. Okay. Just like to follow an order. Okay. Just recommendations. When you know the name, obviously you're gonna include is most of the times normally it's just the last name in English. But if you want to put the full name, you can go ahead with it. Okay. So dear Mr. Mrs. Garcia, and you see that the finish is yours sincerely. Okay. In the style recommendations, like it's a formal letter, it's better not to use contractions. Any short form of the language is not recommended. Once again, because we're producing a written piece that is formal. We are complaining about something, right? Right, I look forward to hearing from you as the final sentence. This expression, right, I look forward to. In here is that you're showing the desire that the people get in contact with you after it. Okay. Then you have write your full name under your signature, the normal, the regular recommendations. Here you also have like an example, right? Sandra Adams, head of department, John Levi's, customer service, PO box, Swindon, the date, and then the beginning, dear Miss Adams. You describe the situation a little bit. Like this one, the instruction is going to be to write a letter of a complaint about something that you bought online. First, you specified what you bought. Yeah, so that's why this example begins with, last Wednesday, I ordered a coffee machine from your online store. They even put the number of the order, right? You can invent that number of the order. Before placing the order, I read the conditions carefully. Then the other paragraph, 2 weeks passed and nothing arrived. I noticed that payment had been taken from my credit card. I phoned your customer service line and the person that I spoke to. Now here they are presenting that situation. What is it? The payment was taken, but the person hasn't received the product. You can put any other. Maybe that you received the product, but it's not working properly. That will be another option, just in case. Yep. This is the structure that we're gonna follow for the letter of complaint that is requested here on the platform as the last activity of this unit for the moment. Yeah, a letter of complaint about something you bought online. So in general terms, what we are going to do, a good heading, you're gonna describe what you bought, you're gonna describe the problem, and you're gonna request what you want. Yeah, the solution that you expect to receive. That is kind of the structure that we are going to observe. Okay, but this activity we're gonna work on it after our break. Yep. So right now, let me stop sharing. Right now we're gonna take our break. You can turn off your cameras, you can walk it off a little bit, and I'll see you in some minutes. Okay. Okay, time to come back from the recess. Please help me out with your cameras. Let me share my screen in the meantime. As all of you, cameras on. Remember, as usual, if your camera is off, I do not check attendance for you. Okay, so help me out with that. Thank you to the ones that get the camera on. The others, obviously, attendance is in zero for this hour. Let's continue. As I mentioned before the break, what we're gonna work on now is the letter of complaint. What is a letter of complaint? Well, basically, when you do not receive a good service, when you do not receive the product as you expected, you send some communications in order, obviously, to point out what you don't like. That is called a letter of complaint. In this case, a letter, well, the ancient times, right, when the people wrote letters, now it's more an email, if you want to see it that way. Here you have the example. So this is the structure we're gonna follow. The heading to the person that you are writing. If you don't know, you invent the name or you put just the company, not a problem. You have the date. The first paragraph, you're gonna include the information of what you ordered, what you bought. Yep. In this case, they refer to this coffee machine. They include the number of the order. Yep. The problem here in the example, the problem is that they pay, but they haven't received it yet. Okay. You can set another problem. That is not an inconvenience. What I mean, you don't need to follow the problem. Maybe you received the product and something was not working right. So describe that. Any problem with something that you bought online. Okay. So take a look at the structure of this letter of complaint. Try to follow up those parts. And let's begin to work on this one. Activity in section of the writing of our units are 8A. A letter of complaint, write a letter to complain about something you bought online. That is the activity we're gonna work on. Yep. So let's start, please, working on it. And I leave on my screen the example, the letter that you follow as an example. Okay. Let's start now, please. Okay, time to continue. With that, I'm gonna share with you here in the chat. I'm gonna share with you, let me see, the link for Flip. We're gonna be working on this one, the new topic. Remember that these are the topics that we have worked so far, right? Introduction, judge a book by its cover, agree or disagree, and now we got report a speech. On this activity in particular, report a speech, you have the following. Repeat 15 sentences said by your relative, friends, or that you heard before. Use different tenses. The example, sorry for the mistakes in the space, my mom said we were going to the beach. So that is the type of sentence you're gonna say, like, my mom, my dad, my best friend Joanna, my best friend Miguel, my teacher, yeah, my brother, my sister. So you can put whoever you want, but you have to use different tenses. There are 15 sentences, so obviously you're gonna repeat some, but remember we have present simple, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, present perfect, future will, can. So you have different options, okay? To complete the 15, you repeat a couple of times, no problem, but try to use as many as possible, okay? Please, questions about the activity you're gonna work on? No questions, apparently. Okay. So let's start. The video maximum is for 2 minutes. Let's see how much time you take. Obviously, it's not gonna be too long because we have one more activity that is related to Altisha. Yeah, after this one. So for the moment, concentrate on this one, on report a speech. Okay. So any questions, any doubts, please use the chat, as I suppose you're gonna be recording your videos. Starting now, you have, let's start with 10 minutes to see how we go with it. Just to go a little before the class is over, just to go a little through your advance and Altisha. Yeah. So once again, for the next weekend, what we need is 50. Do not forget to work on it. Yeah, exactly. Over 50, it's more than enough, obviously, for the first point. By the end, then we have excellent. We got 100 already. Good. So please be careful on that. Advance on it. Don't lose those easy points that you have for Altisha. Complete your 50. What they're gonna do is to make the cut, but I don't know if they make it Saturday morning, for example. So don't wait until the last minute. Take this week, work through it if you need it. The ones that got more than 50, I mean, you already get the first point, you can relax. Or if you want to advance and have 100 like some of our classmates, not a problem. Yep. Please remember to check that. Let me see, somebody else I have to check just in case. I got some of 100, which is great, which means that you're free from Altisha already. almost there. Very good. So just be short during the week to get to the 50. Yep. Let me see what else. Going back to our platform with that activity, the one that you began first was related to writing, and we finished all. But remember that we skipped this part that was let me open for you, the one that was related to vocabulary, to shopping vocabulary. Yep. The one that is in here, vocabulary and speaking, shopping. Yep. And they refer to a couple of, in this first one, like comparing terms, to comparing vocabulary, comparing words. Yep. The difference between a chemist and a pharmacy. Yep. An outlet store, a department store. Shopping center, shopping mall. Library and bookshop. Put on a shirt, try it on a shirt. Yep. So they are given to us that part that is like the complement. You have also this one related to shopping in town or online. Remember, the activities like these ones, that they are not graded, that we don't have an activity actually to work on the platform. Keep them in mind, because those help you out to practice for your oral exam as well. Like we've passed this this unit about shopping, is expected that actually you know about all these. Yeah. So in your speaking exam, there is a chance that they make questions about this. So the grammar, the vocabulary, yeah, and some other words. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I know that you love classes on Sundays, but it's about time to lunch. So I'm gonna let you free. Okay. Always take care. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Saturday. Please work on Altisha. Remember that. See you guys. Take care.
Bye, Mr. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. See you later.
Bye, guys.